What's up, Gemini? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot, here to look at your week ahead starting April 7th, 2025. Gemini, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. I appreciate you. The deck that I'm using to deliver your messages for this week, Gemini, will be listed in the description box. Just going to cleanse the energies here from doing Aries messages for the week. I'm sorry, Taurus's messages for the week. And we shall begin with your messages. All right, what's coming up for my twins? What is the potential energies for Gemini? What can I tell Gemini? What is the messages here for Gemini? All right, Gemini, let's cut this deck here and begin your messages. See what's coming up here. We're going to start off with the first card for you, Gemini, and we got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so you start off with the Major Arcana, one of the powerful Major Arcanas here to start off with, and that is the Wheel of Fortune. So you have luck on your side all week, definitely. Gemini, this is also regarded as one of my big money cards. So yeah, if you're the risk-taking Gemini, likes to go out there and take those risks when it comes to financial gambling, whatever, playing the lottery, going to casino runs, just play responsibly. Also, this is my Fate and Destiny card. So this week, something may occur, something that you may come upon that you're fated or destined, and that was meant to be if it does happen. Okay. Anything that was unfortunate for you, Gemini, may turn around and become fortunate for you. That is always the role of the Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, good fortune. Up next now we have the Knight of Swords. So this is you charging through. Now this deck here, the Knight is facing in the future, but that doesn't mean that any actions or decisions that you are carrying out or executing this week has nothing to do with what happened in your recent past. You've cleared up some sort of, could be miscommunication. You're certain, you're determined. Now you're charging through and carrying out whatever it is that you need to take care of for this week. That is the Knight of Swords. Following the Knight of Swords, now we have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles here for some of you that I'm reading for could mean a small pay raise. Not necessarily a small pay raise, that would be a moderate pay raise, but also too, this is the card that represents gift giving and charity. So you could be giving someone a gift, someone could be giving you a gift, and mirrors over here to the big money card. So that could be a message within itself for somebody in some way. Also too, there could be an apology that is forthcoming to you from anyone who has handed you any missteps. Okay, so that is the Six of Pentacles. Following the Six of Pentacles, now we have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is victory and success, great determination, seeking some sort of insight and gaining clarity, first actions and first moves. That would be the Ace of Swords. Okay, following the Ace of Swords, now we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups here represents pregnancy news that may be around you. Could be a job offer. Could also be for any Gemini that I'm reading for that may have entered into a new relationship. And I always say that new relationship could be less than 30 days old. It's still fresh. It's still new. Childbirth. Following the Ace of Swords, whenever childbirth or pregnancy news is mentioned, it could be specifically for childbirth, anyone undergoing cesarean section. The Page of Cups also has the ability to bring together in terms of formation, not only romantic partnerships, but platonic friendships, Gemini. Up next, we have the Page of Swords now. Here's the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords represents, again, like the Ace of Swords, first actions, first moves. Information just could be relative to news, information that you receive, because you could be watching the news. However, you ascertain and have access to any types of news, whether it's worldly, globally, locally, just information. However, I regard the Page of Swords as having to have the possibility of new conversations, not only with new people, but it could be new conversations that you have with people who are already in your surroundings. Okay. Also, it could be that there's a new person here striking up some sort of interest in you, Gemini, maybe checking you out. Yes, I always think and feel that the energy could be through social media. This could be a friend, co-worker, it could be a neighbor. If we get the moon or the Seven of Cups, this person may come forward, however, to reveal their interest they have in you. Okay, so that is the Page of Swords. Up next now we have here's the moon. Damn, it was the next card. Okay, so this person, because see, the moon reveals things that were once hidden. Likes and crushes come forward. I always say that, right? So it follows the Page of Swords. So this person who may have struck up maybe this person doesn't want to waste any time. They already see something in you that they admire, or now they want to go after it. So they're not going to. But this person too, just to be clear, could have been checking you out all the while, and maybe now this time they build up enough nerve to come forward, but they may have always been checking you out, but you didn't know it. So anyway, the moon reveals that energy. Likes and crushes come forward. Things that were kept from you or hidden from you, they now become illuminated. Most importantly, to remember your intuition, trusting your process of decision making. It sits underneath your own energy, the Knight of Swords, making sure that you are always doing what is going to be best for you. Also placing a check on your emotions this week, Gemini, making sure that you're not swinging too high or swinging too low, because that's what the moon has the ability to do in terms of sending our emotions up real high or sending them down too low. We don't want either. We want to strike a balance in the middle. Okay, there is a cycle of energy that is moving away from you, Gemini, whatever that energy may be for you, and a new cycle is about to spring open. All right, following the major arcana, the moon here. Some sort of change, though, emotional change could be taking place here with the moon. Okay, so you can expect some sort of emotional change sits underneath your energy again going on. Now, again, it doesn't say, um, I'm not stating whether it's going to be a bad emotional change or a good emotional change. I think that this whole aspect of the moon showing up in your spread at all just represents some sort of change on an emotional scale. Now, the Empress is the major arcana that follows the moon, and this is a card that usually comes in. It represents beauty first and foremost, but also to pregnancy news and also childbirth. Some of this energy could be that some twins that I'm reading for. Just pull your energy back, focusing just on yourself, not being selfish or anything like that. Just taking care of your own needs this time around, as opposed to having to extend yourself out to others. So yeah, so you could be just modifying uh, anything when it comes to internal, external energies. Could be modifying diets, exercising more, eating healthier, feeling or redrawing the energy back towards you when it comes to your peace of mind, loving yourself, knowing your worth, your value, what it all means to you, Gemini, and what it means to those people that you are connected to. And this again is not such a selfish act. I mentioned pregnancy news, and so in childbirth. So whenever, like I said up here with the Page of Cups, it mirrors over here to the Page of Swords, cesarean section for anyone that you may know. If I'm not reading for a Gemini who is about to deliver, they may go under cesarean section. This could Empress is always regarded as Mother Nature for me. So you could just be spending some time outdoors enjoying nature and God's beauty. Nothing wrong with that. The weather is changing depending on where you live. People want to be outdoor. Okay, going to hair salons, nail salons, anything that's going to uh, amp up, making you feel good about yourself. Okay. That is the Empress. Something around you also growing, shifting, changing, expanding, or developing, whatever that may be. Under the money card, it could be your finances. It could be a work assignment. It could be a promotion. Then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so now I am going to throw a clarifier on that Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is still your energy here, Gemini, and this is always relative to overthinking. Okay, really overthinking about a situation, person, or event that's keeping you up, possibly at night, having to create some sort of fear, tension, nervousness, anxiety, and these are usually high degrees, seeking some sort of relief for all of that energy, and that could be through the form of prescription medications, or it could be prescription medications, drinking, smoking, gambling, weed smoking, whatever is going to help you, like I said before. The typical meaning behind the Nine of Swords is always in the form of betrayals, being deceitful, being lied to, feeling ashamed, being ashamed. Someone could be verbally abusing you, physically abusing you, mentally abusing you, emotionally abusing you, all of that nasty stuff. It's usually the type of pain and suffering that takes place in silence. So it could be also having to um, deal with some sort of pressures of unresolved internal energies, external energies, whether it's related to your recent or your distant past. There's some sort of struggling going on here. And of course, I always say that if it's not the type of energy that is expressed towards you this week, then Gemini, you may be connected or know someone who is incarcerated. Then, of course, it would be their Nine of Swords energy, their fears, their um, feeling like they've been, betrayed and whatnot. All right, so let's see, why did the Nine of Swords show up here for Gemini? What is the reason why? Now, it could be, now I always say if a court card shows up here, Gemini, that could be two things. It could be you and what you may be experiencing in terms of the Nine of Swords energy, or it could be the person that may have, created or caused the Nine of Swords energies for you. Or it could be the person that you know that's incarcerated. All right, so but why did the Nine of Swords show up here all of a sudden for Gemini in this spread? Okay. All right, so let's see if we can get a clarifier here, and it's the Fool. So now the Fool, being the major arcana, is different though, because see, it may not be related to any Gemini that I'm reading for in terms of the Nine of Swords when it comes to an actual person relationship. I feel that the remember the nine I'm sorry, remember the Fool is always about having to embrace the unexpected, take that leap of faith, step out there into the unknown. Someone has an extreme fear either. Now I could this can go several ways here. Let me see if I can play with this a little bit. um what I'm about to say may be rare or strange for Gemini, but it could be that someone has a fear of outdoors. Now, well, I don't know what that phobia is called, but I feel that someone either has a fear of being outdoors, or they have a fear of um, obtaining or achieving some sort of success. Excuse me. And they're troubled by this. They're troubled by it's creating tension, it's creating anxiety, it's creating nervousness. What do they call that? What's the phobia of outdoors, being outdoors, or could be around people? Some sort of extreme fear around people or other people in general, open spaces. All right, it'll come to me. But if you guys know, please always throw in the comments. I appreciate that. But this is what I'm getting in terms of clarifying. Now, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that it's true. I'm just giving you my best impressions, what I feel that it is. Someone is fearful of having to move forward with taking a leap of faith, and that could be taking a leap of faith in terms of a project or a relationship, or there's still some sort of unresolved stuff about something that you want to step forward with, something that needs to be cleared up, that within yourself, of course, that needs to be cleared up before you're able to move forward. But I do feel that I'm going to stick to what I said, that I feel that somebody has a extreme phobia or fear of outdoors or other people. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. All right, so up next here for you, Gemini, now we have the Six of Swords. Wow. Okay, this reading is all about you. Six of Swords is things, that you may have been dealing with, may have been somewhat stressful. Now that energy is starting to, flee you. Things are calming down, things are smooth, things are sailing freely. Also, too, this Six of Swords will still regard, like the Six of Wands, that, positive energy that you're moving towards or it's moving towards you. Traveling may be involved for some of you this week again. If you are, you're going to be safe to and from. Mirrors over here to the Empress, where I talked about childbirth, cesarean section. Also, too, we have the Six of Pentacles here, and I always get that someone could be, the Knight of Swords could be indicative of a Gemini that I'm reading for, making a decision to possibly move to a different area, relocate to a different area, whether or not that movement to a different area constitutes purchasing of any properties or land. That's what I have here. All right, so that's the Six of Swords. Additional messages here for you in the spread. Now we have the Tower. Maybe I should have did the additional messages. So we're going to throw a card on the Tower here. Of course, when it shows up in your spread, Gemini, is uncontrollable energies, but it is regarding so many things, right? Could be. Just because it shows up here in your spread doesn't mean that it's going to be something that's going to personally affect or impact you. There's shocking news, of course. Devastation. The Pentacles is here. I just said last week in last week's last week's videos that if the Tower and Pentacles are in the same spread, that means that we'll hear about people closing up, businesses closing up, laying off, filing bankruptcy, and all that other stuff. Now, mind you, I woke up this morning and I only catch the headlines. I don't really dig into the news like that because I don't like that energy, so I stay away from it. But that just happened to be something that caught my attention, which I just spoke about last week. I saw where the QVC station is laying off like 900 workers. See, there you go. That is the energy that I'm referring to whenever the Pentacles are in a spread with the Tower. Now, this week we may hear more of it. And then also, too, I felt, was it yesterday that I had come across all these airlines are, decreasing their flight schedules because of the low demand on people traveling. So, of course, that hurts their businesses. So it was like all the aircraft carriers. I was surprised that they had decreased their number of flights because due to the lack of, people flying, people flying like they normally would. Anyway, this still would be anything involving or weather, earthquakes, uh, anything destructive, anything, volatile. And I always caution you guys not to get yourself involved in any fights or arguments with anyone this week, right? Because it's not going to turn out to be well. But you do have the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune here, that's going to take down the energy of the Tower. I don't use the Moon and the Empress, and the Empress to take down the energy of the Tower. I don't use the Moon because the Moon is fluid and it fluctuates in terms of its emotions. So if something could happen and send your, emotions up real high, that would be the Moon. So there's no way of controlling the Tower's energies when the Moon is present. All right, so but why did the Tower here show up here for our chart? Damn, we were going so good. We still are. Don't allow that Tower to be the main focus of the reading here. You have all this other positive energy, okay, to look forward to. Why did the Tower show up? What's going on here? What is the reason for the Tower? I also mentioned that there could be a dip in our stock market uh, when the Tower and the Pentacles show up. All right, so I shuffled the deck here, Gemini. Let's see as it clarifies. Now we have the Major Arcana of the World card. Okay, world events. So this may not be something that's going to be directed towards you personally. I feel that whatever is going to take place with this tower, expressing itself is on a world stage. Okay, so that means, oh my gosh, that could mean so much. We got these. This could be some sort of form of rebellion taking place with other countries because of the this administration and imposing their tariffs. That has already started. Okay, this could be that. That could be what I'm seeing. Something happened on a world stage, and you get to know about it. It's going to be shocking or devastating. Now, this could be so much shit going on here, but because of time constraints, I'm just going to say the tower here. The world is clarifying the tower in terms of there may be an expectation of something that happens on worldly events that's shocking or devastating. All right, so the card here next for you, Gemini, is the Ten of Pentacles. See, there you go. Ten of Pentacles. The tower's here, and I just said businesses closing up. You'll hear more about businesses filing bankruptcy, laying off. However, this is still a positive card in your spread because it's one of the big money cards like the Wheel of Fortune. You have two tens here, still very auspicious energy. Ten of Pentacles is filling abundance. That still would be for any Gemini that I'm reading for, getting a promotion, substantial pay raise, bonus money. This card represents inheritances, right? Equal number of pentacles here, balanced energy. It may be that your financial situation is on solid ground or is about to be. Next card up here for you, and the last one is there you go. The Lovers is here. So the Lovers is a savings grace for my twins because I just said in Aries video, whenever you get your card that represents you, which is the major arcana of the Lovers, you really shouldn't have any problems. It makes your reading that much more powerful, first and foremost. But you really shouldn't have any problems in terms of the energy being expressed here. Now, it will definitely take down the energy of the tower. Keep in mind that I said that the tower may be here with the world clarifying it, Gemini, that we'll hear about worldly events that are shocking and devastating. And I feel that it has a lot to do with a rejection or refusal, rebuttal, or whatever you want to call it, due to, and it's not just the United States, it's other countries interacting with each other. I don't want to, make it seem like, the United States is the bad guy. But right now, the United States is viewed as the bad guy because of the this administration. Okay, so that's something else. I'm not even going to get into that. But the Lovers is here for you. Okay, and this is anything in terms of spending quality time with family members, friends, romantic partners, uniting those people together in terms of business partnerships, romantic partnerships, platonic friendships. Definitely enjoying the energy of each other. The Lovers usually levels everything out. So you really shouldn't have any problems here this week. All right, so this is turned out to be a very pretty good reading here, energetically. Wow. 6 major arcanas here in this spread. No, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7. 7. All right, so this is what I have, Gemini, just me interpreting these messages here for you. Take what's going to work for you, leave the rest alone. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Throwing in extra caution of safety when the tower is present. Just be vigilant, not paranoid. You're going to be fine. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Gemini. Remain smiling, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.